ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, Mountain Dew League, and ESEA.
Hello, welcome back to the ESL Pro League North American Division. It is match day number 11, and it is season number 5. We do have, of course, pretty good matchup coming up here. I think it's probably going to be a little closer than the last one. Misfits and Luminosity is the one that I'm talking about. Now, Misfits, they've had a pretty okay time. I think probably a pretty decent time. They're sitting on 5 and 3. They're sort of middle of the pack, or high middle of the pack at the moment. Luminosity, 3 and 5, so sort of mirroring it, but flipped. And, you know, like, I think they're another team that can potentially contest some of these better teams.
Yeah, I mean, that said though as well, Luminosity Gaming have had their, rougher games against, they've had to verse Immortals, they've had to verse SK Gaming, so it's not surprising to see, where they drop those 4 maps against, against all the other mid-tier and lower-tier teams, they seem to be sitting quite comfortably. Now the test is, how do they compare against another, I guess, middle-of-the-pack team, which we consider Misfits at the moment?
Yeah, definitely. And I think it'll be interesting to see how this one turns up. Obviously, last time we casted Luminosity on this stream, that was against Immortals, who we sort of expected them to lose to. They actually managed to take it through to overtime. It was very, very close, but Immortals did pick up the 2-0 there. So, an interesting matchup for us tonight. We'll see how it goes. Having a look over at the results so far, though, tonight on the main stream, 2-0 for SK. No surprises at all there. Also on our stream, no surprises, 2-0 to Liquid. So, like, I mean, basically everything going the way we've sort of expected it.
That's good, because it means that, we're putting in the work and making sure our predictions are correct. But that's it as well, though. Overpass a much better game for Rush. Nuke was just, I think it's just, Rush will say, let's forget about it. Maybe they'll become our permanent ban in the future. But, at the very least, positive signs on Overpass now coming towards, I guess, Winterfox versus Immortals. We were saying, unless Winterfox have shifted things very rapidly in the last week, that's going to be a very quick 2-0 towards Immortals once again. For Luminosity versus Misfits, this is actually a great matchup.
Yeah, like, I'm kind of hesitant to say that I think, okay, I'd probably say I think Misfits is maybe slightly stronger here, but I don't know if they're necessarily strong enough to get the 2-0.
I would say a 1-1 tonight wouldn't be a surprise. A 2-0 towards Misfits is probably a little bit more skewed in that way. It'll be more skewed towards Misfits 2-0, but don't be surprised if Luminosity Gaming bring it really close towards most of those matches, as well as maybe they can pick up a map as well, especially their own map pick on Cbble.
Yeah, definitely. So we're expecting it to be relatively close here. Should be into the match relatively soon, which is good. Looking at looking across these players, obviously we know Yell, he tends to do a pretty good time, or have a pretty good time with that AWP. And across the side for Misfits, it's obviously Shazam with the AWP. So I think those are 2 fairly key players here in this matchup, and Shazam's definitely been having a good time lately on this roster. Similar to Yell, like both of them sort of stepping up for their team, at least the most out of anyone else. But there is good backup for both of those players across the rest of their rosters.
Yeah, absolutely. You still have strong riflers in terms of all Luminosity. All of them can back it up with the rifling. You can see their KDs. It's all high KDs across the board. For Misfits, it's normally Sick and Twist that you expect to really stand up. Relics, chimes in occasionally, but doesn't go as huge as Sick and Twist does. But at the same, I guess, point is that Sick and Twist, when they're cold, they can miss a lot of easy shots that you normally expect them to hit, and as a result, Luminosity are allowed to glimpse in. Shazam is really the only, I guess, consistent member, and you can see that in the stats. 1.5 KD over this entire tournament so far. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that is actually quite good. Very, very good, in fact.
Yeah.
ADR of 81, it's not too bad either. Like, it's not amazing, but I think sort of 80 to 100 is where you'd be wanting to sit, and sitting there is, not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty much just the cleanup role with the AWP as soon as the nades come through, hitting the shots that he needs to hit, and that's consistency at its best. You always want someone to go, okay, look, if all the other guys are faltering a little bit, who can we rely to step up? Call Shazam.
Yeah, well, we'll need to see that consistency coming through here, because Luminosity is not going to be a pushover. It's not like this is the easiest matchup that Misfits is going to face tonight. I mean, they've actually not been facing terrible teams so far this season. Rush, I guess, is a team that they would probably expect to beat. Liquid, definitely a good side. Selfless, another team which you maybe expect them to beat, but CLG, again, no pushovers. So Misfits haven't had the easiest of times so far in this competition. In saying that, though, they haven't versed any of the top teams. Oh, I guess Liquid probably is in that sort of a argument. But C9, SK, Optic, we still haven't seen Misfits against them. And so those are the guys they're going to need to be a little worried about. This one against Luminosity, they'd definitely be hoping to get at least one, hopefully two.
Yeah, and they haven't versed, I believe, NRG, have they?
No, they
either.
haven't.
So NRG, you know, now stepping it up as well and going, hey, you know, we're not just middle of the pack, we can defeat Optic. We're going to really challenge it for top of the pack as well. So
Definitely.
a couple of challenging opponents ahead for Misfits. So far, good signs, able to take down consistent opponents, but I like to use the analogy, you know, it's a 10-meter rock climb so far. You know, it's difficult, but it's a little bit strenuous, but you should be able to make it. And then their serious opponents are kind of like a 100-meter rock climb. A lot more challenging on the body as well as, you know, in terms of stamina and overall for the team.
Yeah, well, for Luminosity, they have also had some good results, some bad results. Immortals, a team that they've lost to. SK, a team that they've lost to. You'd expect those kind of results. But Renegades, they were able to beat. CLG, I think they went 1 apiece with, which is pretty decent, actually, from Luminosity. So, you know, it's not like they haven't been challenged so far in this season. And as things go by, right, they've already faced Immortals. They've already faced SK. Things should be getting a little bit easier now that they maybe have a few of those weaker teams to go up against in the next coming weeks.
And it's also important to note that their defeat against Immortals, it wasn't, you know, Immortals went 16-9, 16-8, comfortable margins. I believe one map went into overtime.
It
was just close. I think 16-13 or 16-14 for the second map. It was a close matchup. It went all the way down, and in the end, Immortals did take it with a little bit more experience and a little bit more knowledge. But at the same time, that's not any disrespect towards Luminosity Gaming. They push Immortals to the edge, and that's definitely a great, you know, sign to see coming up from this lineup where a lot of people go, yeah, third best Brazilian team, pushing the second best Brazilian, maybe even overtaking them in the future.
We'll see. It could come. It could come. But first, we're going to have to see whether or not Luminosity is going to push Misfits to the edge or perhaps push them over the edge, because this is going to be our first matchup, or our second matchup, sorry, of tonight. It is Misfits and Luminosity, not Rush and Liquid. It's going to be on Cobblestone. So Misfits, it looks like they're starting off on the T side here. So that would be probably Luminosity's pick then?
Yeah, most likely, because I think all three of the Brazilian teams, I mean, we saw, they love playing Cobble.
Right.
And they're all comfortable on Cobblestone as well. I mean, SK Gaming obviously taking the victory over VP. Then you have Immortals, more than comfortable playing it. And then finally, Luminosity dueling it out against Misfits. I think Nuke is going to be our second map tonight. It looks like the American teams are prioritizing Nuke as opposed to the other maps. I'm not sure what the ban priority is, really. So I'd expect people to avoid Inferno. And then Mirage and Cache, they don't really want to risk it. They want to kind of go, hey, we're comfortable in Nuke. You're not good at Nuke. This, in terms of the best of one format, they can only ban one map out, and they're just going to strike at the weak point.
It will be interesting here to actually know which of the teams did pick Cobble and which team picked Nuke, because from what we understood, it seemed like Misfits actually didn't really like playing Nuke all that much. They tended to avoid it a little bit, but maybe now they are starting to work it into their map pool. It would definitely make sense for Luminosity to be picking Cobblestone here. Though, in saying that, we will see how these matches turn out, because I think it's going to be a 1-1. I'm not sure which of the maps it's going to come out on, like which team's going to come out on which map. I think they can both challenge each other on both maps, to be honest, so I'm expecting it should be a relatively close series.
I still reckon Luminosity have the edge on Cobble, especially if they have a great start on the CT side. Interesting to note that Luminosity actually took a Nuke victory against Immortals. This was a while ago for the ECS League, but regardless, you know, it was a tight Nuke victory. I think, yeah, it went down to the wire.
So maybe
they still took the victory.
Maybe then Nuke is their pick.
I don't think it's their pick, but they'll be comfortable playing on it. Overall, looking at Luminosity Gaming's, you know, map pool, they're sitting about 50% for everything. They're happy to play whatever they want. They just go, you know, we're proficient on everything. We have a couple more comfort picks, obviously Cobblestone being one of them. Maybe it's even weak for Misfits. But they just ban, okay, what are Misfits really strong at? We'll ban that, and then we'll just go into the second most favorite map for them.
Alrighty, well, I guess we're about to find out here. Luminosity, starting off on that CT side, have gone for, well, pretty much head armor and the defuse kit and the smoke, as you would expect. Basically nothing too crazy from that one. Though, Misfits, on the other hand, they've gone for 2 smokes. So there could be some sort of execute, sort of a setup coming out here on the B-bomb side. And you would expect to see a bit of a stack from Luminosity here over towards B. Have a look at how far Pickle has pushed, though. He's really, really getting a lot of information here for Luminosity. They should 100% know that the B push was coming. And now they, of course, know, because they've started to see those Ts coming out. They've dispatched of a couple of them already as well. 2 versus 5 here. Relics does finally manage to find one, but Pickle on the lurk around behind, just absolutely cleaning things up. Amazing work from him, and a really easy round in the end there for Luminosity.
Yeah, PKL able to get the flank across. I mean, Twist was able to pick off one more, but at the end of the day, Misfits coming on towards the site were unable to get the entry kills working in their favor, and, well, investing in towards the rifles. Very, very early on, 2 M4s. The bomb plant did not go down, so Misfits will force up in this one. And great start. Yeah. This is the start they wanted, you know, playing the distance. Their pistol game seems quite strong. Actually, a fast push through drop room, and SHZ is going to be here with the MP9, but he runs out of bullets. They are going to try and wrap actually all the way on towards the A side, but PKL shuts one down. Bomb's been lost, and, well, Yell's now coming across as well, trying to get information towards that A side. Destiny instantly dinked out, loses his life as well as a rifle. Showtime! He needed to hit that twist. Finds 2 great picks. It means he can pick up the bomb and go towards the B side immediately, because Sick is just running interference right now on the A side.
Yeah, definitely looked like it should have been a better round actually here for Luminosity, but Misfits, they do find a couple of quick kills there, and now the bomb goes down on the B side. Yell basically has to deal with this player over towards A before he can really get anything done over towards B, and he actually is going to go down over there as well, so now it's just Pickle on his own. He does at least have an M4 to work with, will take down Sick, and now he knows where Twist is.
Oh my goodness, tags him as well.
That's not good.
Twist is down low, makes his way towards drop. PKL does not have a kit to work with, so he's got to go in really, really fast, checking close lines. He has a smoke grenade to get onto the bomb, but he needs to sit it. Just reloading, you can see him. He's going to smoke up the bomb, and he suspects that he's towards drop, and he's just going to have to sit it. There's no time.
Yeah, he has to sit on this Twist. Oh, he's spamming the wrong area. Pickle gets off. If he had held that, he would have got it.
No, but Twist was going in for the knife as well. So really, really poor round coming up from Luminosity. A couple of kills needed to go in the favor of them, and they get punished. Misfits picking up the eco, or the force buy, now forcing Luminosity into a very, very tricky situation. Do they invest in body armor and pistols, or do they go for the buy round? Well, I have to find out, I guess.
Oh, surely they just eco this one out. No, no, they've forced into it. There's a UMP.
The UMP, and I think, and body armor and PKL, pistols for the rest of them. They are going to go for the body armor. If they lose it, they're going to have to go on the double eco anyway, so...
Fair enough.
It just means that they won't have an AWP unless, you know, PKL goes huge, gets a couple of kills, gets some money in the bank. But Misfits stacking up for another B-side execute. You can see that it's the smokes and flashbangs going across, as well as the Molotovs now pushing forward. Destiny completely blinded out. Ali going to be taking some damage to that Molotov just to make sure no one's boosted up. Showtime pushing forward with a 5-7, getting one. But Shazam at B platform, locking that line down with the AK-47, instantly trading him back.
Misfits pretty strong now on this B site. They have yet to get really a full control of it, but at least they have players on the site. Shazam finding another one here, and there's a good chance that Misfits should be able to pull this one off the bomb. Sean looks like he's going to put that one down pretty safely. SH though does take down Shazam, so overall a 2-for-2 trade here, but I still feel as though this is favoring Misfits. They've got good post plants. They've got one on the platform, one in the hut, or in the chicken coop if you want to call it that. One hanging around the side as well, and that's Sean, who's actually been able to pick up Destiny. So overall, does seem like things are going the way of Misfits, and there you go. Difficult round for Luminosity. They forced into it. They weren't able to get anything out of it, really. Just a couple of kills, and things are starting to really ramp up quite nicely now for Misfits.
Yeah, it should have been an easier round for Misfits as well. So they're going to opt to actually invest early on in the AK-47s. Just going to try to keep these 3 AK-47s in the hands for the next round. Let Twist and Shazam do the majority of the work on the UMPs and try to get as many kills as possible. Good to see Molotovs though on the side of Misfits. You know, even though there's only USBs, taking it seriously, making sure that they just do the damage. But look at that. Twist coming towards drop, getting 3 kills by himself. And Yell, last man left standing. Well, instantly going to be torched by the incendiary grenade. And Twist wants to get this kill. Will be able to get it. 3 HP, no fear whatsoever. And Misfits now up 3-1. This is a buy round for Luminosity, but it's not the best buy.
Alrighty, well, here we go. Luminosity, what are they going to be able to do here? They need to get back into this, right? They started off with the pistol round win, but Misfits all of a sudden on 3. So Luminosity have lost control of this already early on in the piece. If Misfits can get this one, another eco probably coming out from Luminosity, and then we start to see Misfits really starting to pull ahead here on this T side.
Yeah, and Yell playing close up. You don't want to unsilence your M4, mate. You want to make sure you can do some damage. That HE grenade should do only a little bit of damage. Yell does well to evade most of the gunfire as well as the explosive damage. Now, Misfits slowly crawling their way up long A, clearing up these lines. Yell and PKL. Looks like PKL should be boosting. Yep, we'll be boosting Yell on towards this long A wall, but PKL is going to be caught out. Yell, a lot of work for him to do now, just putting his back, just training his sight on towards mid. That's going to be Sean working it. The Relics will be picked off, a Twist with the UMP. Fast trade out. Now it's up to SHZ. He's playing close towards that APC, but that flashbang comes through. Shazam uncharacteristically missing a shot. Destiny should have been spotted out by Sean. And well, SHZ will pick off Sick at the same time. So now 3-3. Misfits actually losing another member. SHZ doing work with the FAMAS. He's reloading, but will be eventually shut down. And well, now 2-on-2.
52 seconds left to play with here, though, for Misfits. Plenty of time for them to work around, and work around they will at the moment. That's a good grenade right into Destiny by the looks of things. He gets dropped to 37 HP, but he's managed to sort of force his way out and has a bit of a different angle to work with now. So looking a little better for Luminosity as they have got some control across this side. And Shazam, I think that is getting spotted out. The bomb, though, should be able to cross into the site. It was Twists, actually, sorry. And he's got the bomb. He's planted the bomb on the A side. And now the job gets more difficult, though. Showtime does pick up Shazam. 2 versus 1. Twists already with 2 kills in this round. Can he get another 2?
Oh, he's healthy, and Destiny is the first one to challenge him, and he's already quite low, but Showtime doing well. We'll be able to pick up the AWP as well. So a good round from Luminosity. I think it was a bit poorly played from Misfits. Shazam, we're talking about missing consistency, missing a lot of shots, actually. So needs to be cautious. He needed to hit a lot of those, especially the support twist in that clutch situation. Luminosity taking one, but Misfits should have enough cash to force up back into it. So,
definitely.
Yeah, look at Twist.
More
10K. We'll be able to drop Shazam, but not sure if Shazam is calling for the AWP or for the AK-47. We'll have the AWP, so another opportunity to try and shine. Otherwise, AK-47s across the board. Good utility as well. 4 Molotovs to work with.
All right, well, the buy actually a lot better for Misfits here, even though they just lost the round. Luminosity still hurting on the economy just a bit, so if Misfits can get this one again, Luminosity's not going to be in a great place, and it's just hanging in the balance right now. All these rounds are so crucial because just getting that one round can transfer into 2 or 3 rounds and obviously start to balloon things out for whichever team does pick up any given round. And at this point again, Misfits slowing things down a little bit here, sort of peeking in towards the B side, but not really committing to it. The bomb's more over towards the A side of things, so it does seem as though Misfits are weighing up their options at this point.
Yeah, they're just trying to weigh up whether or not Luminosity want to play aggressive, and well, Yell has that AW hit long A. Normally you'd see the peak by now, but it looks like he's just trying to lock down the line. With these Molotovs, he's just going to communicate towards PKL and just go, look, we just need to fall back. Let's just work things out together and make sure, you know, everyone is safe and sound. So they just give up a little bit of territory, but Misfits, they're just, you know, crawling slowly. They're not using any of this utility early on to try to take control of A. They just want to make sure Luminosity don't get information. They are looking to stack up for potentially a B side hit because the bomb is making its way up Snake back towards B halls, only with Relics lurking. Only the AK-47, no utility to work with, so he's going to rely on his raw aim. But otherwise, B side. This is the attack plan. Destiny coming close to B plant, can do a lot of work. There's a single Molotov for Sick to work with. And well, if he puts it there, then all of a sudden, Destiny could be in a lot of trouble.
Definitely, but if not, if they don't check that angle, he could really come up big here. Sick is looking in that direction, though he's flashed out. Looks like they aren't really going to be aware. They kind of had a sort of half peek in towards the cutout, but Destiny getting so much work done here does actually drop the bomb carrier after a little bit of a delay. And that's huge. That's won the round.
Oh, if Misfits, I mean, oh my goodness, they get the last second kill, Twist.
Wow.
That was crucial, and Sean just slow reactions, not realizing he was being tapped away. Whoa, that was close. That went down towards literally a hair's breadth of a second.
The last second.
The last millisecond almost. I want to take a look in the replay because I almost felt like, you know, Destiny, I thought he had it, and I feel a little bit cheated.
But look at how important that round was for Misfits. It's forced Luminosity immediately back onto an eco here. Admittedly, a little bit of armor on their side of the court, but in reality, nothing really to work with here for Luminosity. Aside from those pistols, they got a flash and a smoke. But yeah, it's not much, and Misfits, obviously they're going to be starting off this one with basically everything they could have wanted. Twists, like the pump, so every round that they can get now is so crucial. And Luminosity, I think this round is the one that they have to pull back.
Yeah, and if they don't, it just means that they need to not only do they need to pull this back, they also need to keep as many M4s available in their hand. If they don't keep these M4s available, it just drains their economy. They have to force up, you know, more FAMASs, more UMPs. Instead, it leads to a serious reduction in firepower, and the Misfits just go, all right, we can just roll in again. We'll drop your economy low. It doesn't matter if you just bring us towards basic AK-47s. We'll just push out at you. We're more than confident on doing that on the B site because it's shown to be weak before. Now, it is a much slower round. We're heading in towards a mid-game. Yell not peeking out, still playing close along A. Relics thinking about lurking there eventually, has no utility. It looks like it's going to be another No, it's actually going to be an A-side execute. So as soon as Relics is able to make his way forward, Yell as well as PKL going to have a lot of work to do as PKL actually drops immediately towards Sean. It's up to Yell to hold himself up alive. He's coming across and towards danger. Oh my goodness, catching Sean behind, but he's now sandwiched. He will take down Relics as well. But Twist coming in, shutting down that. But great work coming in from Yell to at least equalize the situation. But Sick now on the lurk. Showtime, what a shot.
He needed to get that kill because now there's only 20 seconds here. Misfits barely have time to actually get in the side. If they had control of that connector, it would have been so much easier. But well, they might actually still just get this bomb down by the looks of things. That was a nice entry actually onto the A side. Brings it back to 2-on-2. And what was a round that looked really difficult to salvage for Misfits has actually been salvaged. And now they have a chance of winning it.
Yeah, well, now it's all up to Shazam because that was a great lurk coming out from Destiny, and Shazam just caught between two lines at the moment. You know, he's waiting for Destiny to peek out, and Destiny spotted out the shadow, but Destiny will be able to get the kill after Showtime jumping on the site, just shooting a couple of bullets, making Shazam uncomfortable, and Luminosity picking up a round, saving it all up in M4 as well. Sure, 3 of their members won't have as much to work with in the next one, but Misfits. Now the pressure's back on them.
Yeah.
Took a little bit too long and Sick, just making noise, needed to just run delay, buy time, make Luminosity uncomfortable. He didn't need to rush it.
Yeah, and at least the good thing about Luminosity is that they were able to get that round. It was going to be a really crucial one for them because it would have allowed Misfits to just start ballooning things out here. But now, Luminosity, they have a bit of a platform to mount some sort of a comeback into this first half. If Misfits, again, if they get this round, Luminosity is going to be back on the eco. Things are going to look a little bit poorer. But definitely if we see Luminosity start to put a few rounds together here, then definitely we're going to set ourselves up for a good second half, I think.
Well, Twist going very, very fast out on towards the B side, instantly taken out. And, well, you can't get past Yell's AWP, who's watching that line. They are trying to sneak across, but he spotted the information. All the rest of the members of Luminosity rotating towards the A side. It's going to be some insane injury frags if Misfits are to take this with the 3 AK-47s left in their hands. Sean leading the charge. Molotov's coming on towards the side, but PKL will be able to smoke himself off without even taking a single point of damage. And Yell with the AWP getting another one. Destiny has to be cautious, but this should be a cleanup. Shazam only offering a slight amount of resistance before falling. This is much better from Luminosity. And Misfits, I think that was just desperation coming out of them. Didn't really need to do that.
Yeah, that was another good round coming out from Luminosity. So they have put 2 on the board together in a row. The economy, it's still not looking amazing for them, but at least there's something there as opposed to pretty much everyone being down on $0 essentially. And they're going up against an eco round. So this should be a round where Luminosity can really solidify themselves here in this first half, get back to 5-6, and get some money in the bank so that if they do lose one, they'll be able to afford another buy after that loss and really start to try and put some pressure on Misfits, who had a bit of an easier time earlier on in the half, but now things are starting to look like they're shifting over to Luminosity Gaming side of things.
Yeah, they're starting to wake up and, well, as Misfits are just trying to wait around, probably just talk about, okay, this is what our buy strat's going to be. This is what we're going to do for now. We're not expecting to win this. Luminosity, you know, they have rifles. Try to make sure we do damage to the pistols, so Luminosity's economy is going to be tanked down a little bit. At the same time, Luminosity's starting to wake up as well. They're playing more confident. You can see before they were playing, you know, very, very passive lines. They were really scared of Misfits. Now just trying to bring the fight towards them. They're pushing in. They know that they can take the aim deals, and Twist has been spotted out. Oh, Twist, what a shot towards Destiny. Can't land the second one until Showtime, but Luminosity bringing it back at least tighter every single round.
Every single round indeed. Misfits, though, able to buy into this one. Luminosity, 5K there on Pickle, 3.9 on Yell. It's probably just enough to sort of get a force buy through next round, but it's not going to be a great buy. It's not going to be like this with double AWP, but double AWP set up early, sort of, not really early, I suppose. We're sort of more than halfway through this half, but they have got that double AWP out with a few rounds remaining here. If they can hang on to it, which apparently is not going to be the case because Showtime's just gone down, so makes my point irrelevant. I was going to say it would be nice, but not this time.
Oh, Relics is very, very cautious. Makes sure he's just started stepping around the statue. Yell, he's made the other AWP known, so Misfits kind of go, okay, there is another AWP. I think that AWP has been lost. Destiny was trying to find it, but it's been exploded back into the hands of Misfits to use. And if someone picks it up, Relics and Sean don't really have a primary weapon at the moment, so if Sick would make his way across and find that AWP, it could increase the firepower Misfits have, as it looks like they will be executing towards the B side. They're just probing, examining for opportunities. Destiny has been boosted up and twisted, just waiting. He just goes high. Here's an AK-47 to the head. SH says only able to find one before being traded out. Yell now under pressure. Twist, what an entry.
Yeah, great stuff. And Misfits, they just sort of fight back with a round all of a sudden. Like, things were looking really good for Luminosity, and then they just come back and sweep Luminosity away. Only one player left here, Pickle. And admittedly, like, there's not much that he can do. Yes, maybe he's going to be able to take down one or two of these players, which would be better than what it is at the moment. But if Misfits can take this one away with 4 guns left alive, well, 3, I suppose, because Relics has got a Tech 9, but surely he can find a gun somewhere, sorry. Then, you know, Misfits are really starting to, again, take control back of the half. It's really just been a swing backwards and forwards, and hard to say who's going to come out of this with an advantage, even though there's only so few rounds left in the half. I mean, we could admittedly find ourselves at an 8-7 half.
They know where PKL is roughly because they heard the gun drop. I believe it was Twist pushing in, heard the gun drop, and now slowly clearing out the lines. The bombs will explode, but you can see Relics as well as Twist just slowly working the angles. They really want to make sure PKL can't save this AWP forward. You can see Twist is coming ever so close. 3 seconds left, 2 seconds left, and Twist.
What a shot.
What a find. This is just great hide and seek.
Yeah. It's a game of cat and mouse, and in this one, the mouse wins. I guess that is a mouse, isn't it?
Generally, the mouse wins the cat and mouse. No, the cat wins.
The cat wins.
Yeah, the cat hunts the mouse.
What stories have you been watching?
Not really good ones.
No.
That was actually a really good... Okay, I won't go into it, because we could go into a very long story about my childhood TV shows. Luminosity will be able to force up in this, but you mentioned earlier, with a double AWP setup, it drained a lot of money out of their bank accounts, and Yell just instantly loses his life. Just trying to go aggressive towards mid. They've lost the AWP. PKL decides not to go for it. Shazam. Opening things up. This is what we're expecting, and now he's stepping it up.
Yeah, definitely. And Misfits, if they can put 8 on the board here, they've got a good chance to put 9 together, and, well, from there, then maybe 10. It's like a decent possibility. And the way that this half has been going, if they can get to, I'd say 9, and have that favourable scoreline, like really favourable scoreline, it would be a good achievement, because Luminosity has been able to fight back so hard early on in the piece, now starting to let things slip again. So the ebb and flow of this first half has, as of yet, really been unfinished. I don't know if we're going to see Luminosity come back into this one. Certainly not this round by the looks of things, because Misfits are definitely cleaning things up. Sean caught with his pants down almost, but SH said does go down in the end, and Misfits starting to take control of the A-bomb site now.
Yeah, Showtime has to go fast, has a UMP, knows he can't deal that at risk range, but he's going to lose towards his Twist regardless. Destiny managed to retrieve an AK-47 now on balcony, but he jumps up just at the wrong time, and Misfits will just team up to just gun him down. And well, Eco coming out, Luminosity, they can't even buy a single pistol. They need to invest in the final round. If they can make this work out, great, but I don't think they will be able to. They're actually forcing up body armor, and Destiny, who had the most cash, he's able to afford it. Misfits should just charge onto the B site. You can see Relics holding onto the Tech 9. Actually picks up an AK-47, I think it was on the ground. Sean just with the Mac 10. He wants to add towards the bank account, just make sure that even if he dies as the point man, Luminosity don't get a great weapon to work with.
Yeah, definitely. And, well, now it should be 9 on the board for Misfits, which would be really a good first half. I mean, the 8 is already pretty decent, actually, for Misfits, but
look at Yell's line with their Zeus. That's so cheeky.
Is he holding under the window?
He's holding under the window with the Zeus. Why not?
Yeah, it works. Wow.
Misfits.
Misfits have been not great at that drop room, I don't think.
No, they don't get the memo, which is kind of...
Oh, no. Another one goes away. Well, now we have a round on our hands.
This is just really poor anti-eco being played by Misfits. They're just going in one by one, Shazam at the very least, shutting down the potential for the CTs to get themselves an AK-47. Now Relics, you know, sussing out more information. Takes down PKL, now coming across. Will back off alongside his teammate Showtime, just waiting at the edge of the smoke. Has spotted out Sick, but Sick doesn't give away his life. Needs to wait for his rest of his teammates. This is all Misfits needed to do. Just wait for the rest of his teammates to push in. There's a flashbang. The Showtime caught out in the open. Oh, that's not a great flashbang, but another missed AWP shot means that Showtime has to reload. But Destiny and Yell coming forward, gunning them down. Misfits. Wow. They needed to win that. Yeah. They didn't win it, and well, Misfits will be welcome to Australia anytime with that play.
It should have been 9, definitely, but that was a very, very bad anti-eco from Misfits. At least they will be able to buy into this round.
Look at Twist, 24 kills.
Yeah, there's that, but oh, wow, yeah, he's really carrying the team at the moment. Anyway, 63 points as well.
With that single round, Luminosity have gone from, well, we could lose this half 10-5 towards, hey, we can win this half or have a serviceable half 7-8.
Yeah, like...
We have a great buy now. Thanks, Misfits.
It's just, it must be really disappointing for Misfits there, because that was, you know, that could have been the map as well, right? If they come into the next half 10-5, win the pistol, it's basically over. But now, even if they do win the pistol, if they get 9, you know, there's still enough to play with here for Luminosity that we are in for maybe a bit of a closer round or a closer second half than would have anticipated at least last round. It comes down to, I guess, who wins this round, though.
That was a bit of a fail boost coming out from the members of Luminosity towards drop. They do like putting Destiny at an aggressive angle. This time, not working out. Misfits spread across the map in the last round, just trying to work their default. It's just disappointing to see teams drop anti-ecos. Misfits, they just went in. Twist lost his life short. Okay, it was going in for the deal. Luminosity double peeking him, wasn't expecting it. Couldn't really take out both of the members. Lost his life. Then Sean decides to push in by himself for the Mac 10 instead of grouping up with his team, forcing it towards a 5-3. And Misfits, no matter how hard they try to struggle from there on in, Luminosity played the numbers well, rotating in mass and just swarming, just being, you know, that hornet's nest of annoying CT pistols, just chipping away at the health and eventually able to take the kills. Misfits stacking up for this B-side execute. They managed to get the bomb in towards drop. They managed to get the members through. Now challenging Destiny and Showtime on the side. Destiny trying to make things work out from the new cubby, but it's HHZ, but Twist and Sean striking forward. They don't know where Destiny is. Destiny! He runs out of bullets though, and Sean gets a second kill as well. Yell can't get the AWP pick, so the bomb plant will have to go down. It's up to PKL to get the defuse working, but they know where he is in drop, and Shazam locking down that line. High flashbang means that Shazam, he actually does spot the edge of it, so he just darts out. PKL, though, stuck in such an awkward position. There's a Molotov on towards B plat, forcing Shazam out, but it's not going to really phase him.
No. He can still hold this line as well, but there you go. Pickle gets one, does get traded out straight away by Sean. A good round for Misfits, but you got to think it could have been 10-5 in that half. Is it going to be enough for them in the second half? Well, I guess we'll find out after the break.
Hey Future Pros, we have a flash for you that should aid in pushing through the monster tunnel on Overpass. This flash should leave your teammates unaffected while the CTs should be blind as heck. To do this flash, line yourself up over the tip of this bottle. Aim over the wall slightly and to the right and then throw the flash. That's it. This should make the Rush B Don't Stop strat work way more in your favor.
It's important to be part of the Pro League because it's sort of the premier league for you know, all the North American pro teams, and also it gives you the opportunity to make the LAN finals and play against some of EU's best as well.
You know, with the sponsor Mountain Dew, can be really good for up-and-coming players. It feels amazing to have this opportunity, and I never take it for granted, that's for sure.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
Hey Future Pros, Train is the game and we have a slick smoke to cover CT connector. This smoke is great for pushing that pesky AWP off position, and coupled with 1 or 2 more smokes you have a great outside execute. To master this, hop up on this dumpster and nestle yourself between these 2 crates. Once done so, aim just to the right of the corner of this building and let the smoke fly. Train ain't easy, but hopefully you can find some success with this top tip.
Counter-Strike is sharing incredible moments with us and will return to a memorable place. Get your tickets now at proleague.com/Dallas.
Get your team apparel now at shop.eslgaming.com.
Hello and welcome back to the ESL Pro League North America division. We're halfway between, or halfway, or at halftime, I suppose, in Cbble between the first and second half of Misfits and Luminosity. Now, Misfits, they got a pretty good scoreline there, 9 rounds. I feel as though it probably should have been 10.
Yeah, there was just that one anti-eco round where Misfits really just let their guard down. You know, they decided to play default, which, you know, Twist was challenging drop room. Okay, lost his life, sure. Sean decides to push the yellow map for a little bit more information, but he loses his life at that close position. Normally, he would be able to take that deal, but some good shooting from Luminosity. Maybe a little bit of poor decision-making from Misfits as well. Leave them in that 3-on-5, and even though they try to strike back as hard as they can, couldn't really move their members on towards the correct bomb site. Luminosity are able to guess correctly and shut that down, and it could have been a 10-5, but it's Luminosity may be able to purchase up once again and force their way towards a victory, but we'll just never know. 9-6 is still a good scoreline for Misfits.
It is. It is definitely a good score. So whether or not Luminosity is going to be able to come back into this, where you will have to see. I think there was probably 3 or 4 good rounds there for Luminosity where they really looked like they were almost going to be in control of that first half, but Misfits was able to wrangle things back. So if we see Luminosity come out here in the second half, start to get some early control, maybe have a bit of a better time early on in the piece, then there's something for them. But if Misfits start off with the pistol here and really just start to steamroll across this CT side, that's when Luminosity is going to have some problems to deal with, though Destiny starting off nicely onto Shazam. They're going to have to deal with Twist, and he's been the danger man. He goes down with only a 1-for-1, and overall, this is not looking too bad for Luminosity right now.
Yeah, but they have Sean on the site with duelies, and, well, he doesn't have body armor, but if Luminosity push in without checking this position, great dink on towards Relics. Oh, they do know where Sean is now, and, well, those duelies just go to absolute waste. Big fan of the duelies, not going to work out this time, and it's a clean up for Luminosity Gaming, just able to get the headshot trains working. Sick trying his best to answer, but just the triple peek coming out from Luminosity Gaming. He can't peek 3 lines at the same time, and score lines should be tied.
Should be,
but we know how anti-ecos can go, fickle nature of anti-ecos.
We saw Luminosity as well dropping, well, they got the pistol round, and then they dropped the next round, so obviously that was to a force buy from Misfits on the T side. This time Misfits is going to force buy and Relics is going to take a knife to the back, so that's not great. But
not a good start.
Misfits do have something in this round to play with. They've got armor, they've got guns. Shazam the only one not investing anything into this. Obviously he wants the AWP if he can get it. Luminosity though, they absolutely have to take this round, right? They cannot afford to lose another anti-eco.
Yeah, well, Showtime at the very least getting the kill and PKL backing up. That's what I like to see. You know, 2 members come in, try to get the trades working together.
Yep.
Now forces Misfits to push in, get information. They're down. They can't wait for the rest of the members of Luminosity to push onto a bomb site. And Sick already tagged down towards 15. Now more pressure because Luminosity are mounting that attack on the B side. They're commencing their offensive. And hopefully, Misfits can rotate the members towards B side to leave Sick not on his lonesome. Doesn't look like it. He has so much work to do. And unfortunately, not enough HP or the weaponry to do it.
Yeah, looks at this point like Misfits, or sorry, Luminosity have probably navigated that eco round pretty well. Maybe Twists and Didn't see who the other one was left alive, but maybe those
Relics,
two guys.
I
Relics?
believe. Yeah.
Yeah, Twist and Relics. If they can save these through to the next round, I mean, they have a CZ, a Deagle, they've got a little bit of armor. It's better than nothing. It's not great, but, you know.
Well, Showtime has spotted them out. Showtime, though, low on 8 HP, can lose his life. Doesn't really want to because you have to reinvest in the UMP and body armor.
Yep.
He's called out for Luminosity to potentially just back him up. So the UMP is charging in. They want to take at least the armor off the opponents of Misfits. Relics trying to find the head. Actually, SHZ is actually coming across the AK-47. Needs to be cautious not losing his life. Misfits are boxed in.
There should be enough players there to be able to retrieve that AK if he does go down here. It's a good shot from Relics, but he does go down in the end. Twists will find one. That was actually an AK, so I think Luminosity, yeah, they only go through with one of the AKs.
That's fine.
It's not a big deal, but, you know, they'd like to have saved it, obviously.
Ideally, saving it towards the next round, but they keep the SMGs alive. They can push in, just get more money anyway. So it's not the biggest loss in the world. They force Misfits onto a complete eco as opposed towards letting one member alive with a pistol as well as body armor. So 1K trade, not the worst. Now, looks like there is a stack towards long A. Luminosity shifting the member slowly across towards B platform, but sick with the P250 on towards B. Opening things up.
It's only one kill at this point, and the gun not retrievable just yet for Misfits. So nothing to be too concerned about for Luminosity, but this is how you start to win one of those eco rounds. You get that first kill, maybe you pick up the gun, maybe you don't. You get the second kill, and then you've got a big player advantage. 5 versus 3, just got to make the trades work and see whether or not Misfits are going to get anything done over here on the other side of the map. And the answer is no, as Pickle cleans up a couple with his UMP. So getting that money rolling. Sean, oh, nice headshot onto Showtime. Gets another one onto Pickle, but not able to actually clean things up. And Yell does take down Sick in the meanwhile. So this could have been a much worse round actually for Luminosity had things gone the way of Misfits. But in the end, Luminosity do secure those 3 rounds, so we find ourselves at 9 apiece, and there you go. Everything even, Steven.
Yeah, PKL just doing so much work right now. He's just coming in, getting the first one, getting the 2. It's not an easy position to clean up towards long A, but using the Molotov, just going, okay, if they are stacked here, we'll force them out. I can take the aim dealers at a favorable angle. I've got backup in my AK-47 for Showtime, who can lock down the left line. And Luminosity continuing the aggression, just pushing fast mid. There is an AWP in the hands of Shazam. PKL is going to drop down stealthily, sneaky beaky-like. UMP should be a good pick on towards 4 of the members of Misfits. They don't have armor except for Twist, who's actually gone for the UMP. A lot of the early utility used up, and Sean does have the support of Shazam, and it means that he can take 1 down only. Shazam missing another shot, and PKL, once again, the star of the previous game, now shutting down more of the members as well.
Yeah, 3 versus 3 though, so still a winnable situation for both of the teams here. The AWP still in the hands of Yell, still a dangerous player, but again, it's Pickle picking up the kills in these rounds. And Twist, so far on this CT side, I don't think he's been doing all that much.
No, but he's coming towards a close line with the UMP. That's where you want to be if you want to start changing things around. But Luminosity, getting the first couple of picks, instantly falling back. It's unsettling Misfits. They're rotating the members around, and it's forcing Misfits to push in for information. That's what they want. They want to funnel one person in towards Showtime. And, well, Showtime has spotted out Relics. Needs to be cautious, though, because Twist is just waiting right around the corner. And I think he's suspecting this. He now knows Twist is there, but Twist, with the initiative, charges in. But Luminosity needs to start charging on towards the B side as well themselves. It's up to Sick to hold this off with the A4.
And 1 versus 2, though the rotation's coming across relatively quick here from Misfits. Sick gets 1, and that's probably enough in this situation with only 25 seconds left to work with. Yell will be able to get the bomb down, but that's going to allow Relics to push him, and pushing him with an AWP. Obviously, Yell can have a difficult time of kind of trading that one, or even not even trading. He had to basically get the kill. But regardless, Misfits, they get the round here. It'll be 10-9. It's not a big advantage. Definitely still Luminosity is in this one, but an important round for Misfits.
Yeah, and they also take the double AWP towards the next round, so economy is, well, it's still struggling. If they lose the double AWP, it's not going to look as great, but they don't have to repurchase up in those AWP, so they can kind of go with the M4s. Sean's deciding what to go for right at the moment. It looks like he will pick up the M4, but lack of utility across the board. Have to rely on the sheer firepower instead. all AK-47s on the side of Luminosity. Maybe another fast round, because you can see the smokes coming up towards the B side. They're pushing straight towards B platform. There are the smoke grenades. There's the flashbangs. And it is going to be SHZ leading the charge. Already straight out into Alley. This is a poor hold because it means that he's got a great surround on Relics, taking him down immediately. Now, one of the AWPs is in chicken sick, at least getting the trade with one of them, but he's under pressure. He's getting two. Destiny finally cleans him up and Twist. Oh, he's got to check that line. Destiny pulls out the AK-47 at the wrong time. Showtime also dropping. I think Twist knows of this. Has spotted him out. Twist also finding two as well. Now yelling on 1 of 3. Luminosity, I thought they almost had it.
Yeah.
But
it was really weird there because Misfits, they seemed to be super, super slow in towards that B bomb site. I don't know if they had bad spawns or they got stuck buying weapons or someone just stood in the checkpoint or a choke point, sorry, for half a second and like sort of delayed them onto that B site. But it felt as though Luminosity actually got to the B site before Misfits was at all anywhere near it, let alone being set up. Sick did a good job, though, to get 2 with the AWP, and then obviously we saw Twist as well. He did a pretty good job of getting a couple too, so Misfits, I think they were not lucky to get that round, but it was definitely a round that was looking very, very good for Luminosity.
I think Shorter might have reconnected because I don't think he had 2 kills only.
No, yeah. He's definitely disconnected and reconnected.
Yeah, because Twist is now currently on 31 kills after 20 rounds. He is doing absolutely huge. That's what we were expecting from one of the members of Misfits. You know, you expect one of them to go huge, maybe 2 of them, because if Sick and Twist fired up, it'd be a different story. Now Shazam's under a lot of pressure. Oh, missing another shot into PKL. He's got to hit these. Yeah. He really does. He does have support from Twist, though, who obviously, once again, the Danger Man just taking him down. 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. Good thing he didn't challenge because he was low.
And Sean, I was going to say, should get that kill into Destiny, but Destiny with a nice flick does take him down. Relics watching in from Connector as well with the UMP. This is not over just yet for Luminosity as they are finding kills across the board, but there we go. Sick and Relics finding a couple apiece. Destiny on his own, not much that he can do there. Will be taken down by Sick. It's another one there for Misfits, 12 now. Luminosity back on the bye, but things are starting to get a little bit dangerous now.
Yeah, I'd like to see this AWP go in the hands of Sick as opposed to Shazam. Shazam, well, we just gave him the caster's curse. We'll say he's so consistent with the AWP. We say he hits these, and then he's just missing so many shots we normally, you know, that Sick would pick up. And we saw Sick earlier on, Chicken Coop, under a lot of pressure, pick up those kills, but opting to go for the A4 this time. All up in the hands of Shazam, who is pushing quite aggressively up, actually, just watching Danger with a tight line. Does have Sean backing him up. A buy around now, all AK-47s from Luminosity. Lack of utility in smoke grenades, which means that on the back of these smokes and flashbangs, they have to go fast.
Going fast indeed. They are straight up through mid, up the ramp. Now Shazam, what can he do? He's behind a smoke, so not a whole lot at this point. Needs to wait for the smoke to disappear, and he's just watching in the connector. Hasn't spotted anyone out yet for Luminosity, but he's in a decent spot here. Like, he can wrap around behind some of these Ts, maybe catch them off guard when those 2 CT players push out of balcony.
Well, Showtime's been called out already. Flashbang comes through from Sean. Sean unable to land the spray. And wow, Showtime also turning on towards Shazam as well. So the long A holders not only allowing Luminosity to straight through mid on towards the A side, but they can't even get a single kill. Yeah. And this means Misfits just have to back off. They're
at that point, like, it's so impossible. Well, not impossible. It's so difficult, really, to take that A bomb site. The only time you're going to go for that is, like, if it's your last hope. But Misfits, they do have a few rounds to play with here. Rather just keep that economy intact. And now trying to save these 3 weapons through. Looks like Yell may be the only one that's remotely interested in that B bomb site. It doesn't even look like he's going to challenge too hard. So Misfits will take those guns through to the next round, which is really, really good for them because they weren't going to be able to buy in this round. So they will at least be able to get, I don't know, maybe a FAMAS from Relics?
Mag 7 in the hands of Sean. Okay, they have M4s otherwise because Relics did have enough cash to drop and they have 3 rifles. They're lacking in utility. Only a single Incinerary to, I guess, buy a little bit more time to make sure that Luminosity don't push onto the site. Luminosity, all these grenades to work with, and they're coming straight to the B site once again. Smokes and flashbangs out. Heavy aggression. Luminosity don't want to stop this push train. And Twist coming close. Instantly shut down by Destiny. Relic's got to get the trade. Does manage to do so, but it's a very, very messy job. Luminosity actually slow down their push. Actually drop straight through Flower. Shazam. That's 1. That's 2. That's what Shazam needs to do with the AWP, but he does it with the M4 instead. And what Sean, he hears this, and with the Mag 7 at this range, oh my goodness, he can do so much damage.
Oh, he's been spotted out though, so he has to fall back a little bit. Gonna go for a pop flash, and doesn't really affect anyone too much, but Showtime gets dropped very low, 25 HP. Not a bad effort from Sean. I mean, he would have liked to have gotten a kill, but at least he got some damage off there. And now 2 players here from Luminosity with a lot of work on their shoulders. I like the fast play, though, from Luminosity. It feels as though it's working. It's just sort of the mid-round. Once the rotation comes across from Misfits, that's where things start to go a little bit awry for Luminosity. But getting into the site, getting the initial pick, they've pretty much been able to do that every time they've gone aggressive.
I prefer that. I don't know why teams want to try to go fast towards one side and they just go back towards the other one, because they didn't really have members towards the A side to kind of snap up that fast mid-long A control. You can see that Sean still had control of the entire position. So even though Destiny was the only man out, there was no other pressure towards, well, to be fair, Shazam did get the double towards drop. So that was a bit unfortunate that time around. I just don't like teams splitting up. Yeah. I just rather they all go in together and try to make the numbers work that way around. Yell was just slowly walking up, as a matter of fact, not even being sussed out by anyone. They're just playing it so patiently. A side's been cleared because only Sick spotting through the tiniest line. Well, the AWP noise has been made and Sick will take down Showtime, and the bomb's been lost. Great shot from Yell, but the trade's there, which means Misfits bring it ever closer towards winning map number 1. And Luminosity, this potentially is their final true buy because they're forcing everything they got in this basket. They lose this, they're on the double eco and force buy.
Well, this is an important one then for Luminosity. And, like, they don't have too many utilities really to work with here. At least they've got some smokes and flashbangs, but nothing really apart from that, aside from the single Molotov on Showtime. So it's going to have to be something pretty good from Luminosity. I think they've slowed down just a little bit this time. Not opting to go for a faster play.
Don't need to. They have, you know, the AK-47s, they got the smoke grenades to execute behind. No Molotovs, and this may be the difference between attacking the B site successfully, or if they do decide to go back towards A and not attacking the B site. These smoke grenades, they've used 2 so far, which isn't the most. They can still fake their way back towards A.
They do have plenty of time to work with, but haven't really made any inroads into either of these bomb sites. They haven't spotted out any of the CT, so they don't know what the hold is looking like.
Should be a B site take. They do still these smoke grenades, but they're not faking anywhere. Bombs still being held towards B halls. Information gained that there are no CT players at long A, but they're slowly falling back. There is a stack on the A site. You have Twist just playing at cannons with 2 aggressive players. Relics and Sick now going to be teaming up, but they are coming towards the B site, so it's going to be up to these 2 to hold off the majority of the aggression. There's no other information towards A. Misfits need to start rotating their members across because these last 2 smoke grenades from Showtime and Yell mean that they are going towards the B site. There's no fake.
Yeah, there should be a quick rotate across here from Misfits, but it's still staying on the A bomb site. That means Relics has a lot of work to do, and he won't really answer too well. Only gets the trade for Sick, doesn't even manage to get another player, so opens up the B site really, really easily here, and Misfits, they just don't even seem like they're interested.
Yeah, just save. They have money to buy up in the next one. Maybe force up. It's not the best money that you can get in terms of M4s. Even for Mars, it'll be a UMP. They'll be struggling to buy one up, but maybe a shotgun in the hands of Sean. Just need to hold on to this AWP as well as rifle. It was just a bit of a misplay, or misread coming out from Misfits. Shouldn't say misplay, it was a misread. They didn't really do anything wrong. They tried to make sure that they fell back towards drop and tried to hold it off. Tried to hold off in terms of the crossfire, trying to make contact and try to draw Luminosity, pushing a little bit more forward. Didn't work out, unfortunately.
Oh, hello.
Won't they die to this? Maybe not, but...
No, because remember, the bomb, it was changed. It was from 500 now to 400 now, so they know. Easy, not even close.
5, 4, 3.
Mate, no worries at all.
I would have liked it if it was just 1, 2, 3. Yeah. That would have been some sick coordination. That's still good.
Yeah.
But not to the level of 1, 2, 3. That would have been the extra icing on the cake. That was already like a nice cake, and then the 1, 2, 3 with the icing. It's like, oh, this is amazing. So
yeah, so for anyone that doesn't know, in the last patch, the explosion radius for the bomb was lowered.
Was that for just nuke or for the overall?
Or was it for nuke?
I think it was just for nuke because I don't think it was overall.
Maybe I'm mistaken.
Or we can find out as for Mars and UMP coming out for Misfits. Early damage is done by grenades, which means that Twist and Shazam tank down to 60 and 55 respectively. Bombs still being held in B halls. Luminosity playing slower, and it's working out, you know, dividends for them.
Yeah, definitely. They pick up that last round with a lot of players left alive. Misfits buying into this one. It's, again, not a great one. Like you said, a FAMAS and a UMP coming out on those players that had to rebuy. They had another UMP as well on Sean. So overall, basically 3 weapons, which you'd rather have something else, I suppose. M4s and Orbs, obviously the ones they would want, but not what they've got, and they need to make these guns work. Relics pushing a little aggressively up platform there, but falls back off.
Yeah, so damage done in the favor of Luminosity. You can see Relic's actually getting very aggressive. Oh my goodness. If he only knew that there were 2 Ts there, he may have been able to catch an off timing, but he would have lost his life, I believe, in the end, because all Luminosity is stacked across. They will be executing towards the B site. This is no fake, but there are 3 members of Misfits on the B site. Sure, inferior weaponry, but if they can get the crossfires working, could work out in the favor. And now coming towards drop Relics with the UMP, but SH said, what an entry. And now it should be Twist also falling as well. B site cracked open. Misfits, I think, just have to take the AWP and UMP to the next round once again. And Luminosity trying to apply pressure.
Yeah, well, they definitely have applied pressure here. Misfits, again, going to be back on the save. So Luminosity, this will be 12 rounds on the board. 13-12, still favoring Misfits, but it's very close. This is so hard to call which of these 2 teams is going to come out with the win.
Yeah. So in terms of the note that we made earlier on, the C4 explosion was only reduced in Nuke from 500 to 400. So it may be different or unique in different maps, which would be up to probably
strange,
more analytical
minds than ours.
Yep.
It kind of makes sense for Nuke, given that the bomb sites are kind of so close together. I don't know, maybe.
Well, that is not what they wanted to happen for Shazam. No. Missing those short shots means that the AWP is going to drop it out of the hands. Misfit's going to be on the eco, and Luminosity, well, striking back 2 rounds, or 1 round from tying it up, and 4 rounds from taking the victory. Things are heating up.
Things definitely are. We sort of said this was going to be a relatively close matchup, and it definitely has delivered on that front. Misfits, we thought, were slightly advantaged, so maybe if you follow that train of thought, then Misfits will close this one out with a 16-13, 16-14 kind of a scoreline. But at this point, Luminosity is definitely giving them a good run for their money. This one definitely should go to Luminosity. Sean, unless he can get something done with that AK, there's not much of a chance for Misfits here.
Yeah, and I just love how Luminosity do play their anti-ecos. They play very patiently. They just allow Misfits to get this territory. They just play default back, allow Misfits to come in towards them. They don't want to go towards drop. They know it's dangerous. They try to work B platform instead. They have a lot more Molotovs as well as smoke grenades to work things out. Similarly, don't go to... They're not... If they don't want to attack A site, they're not stacking the members towards long A. Why go into the corridor where it can be an absolute slaughter where the counter-terrorists are stacking upon each other with P250s? Just allow one member to go there. Maybe Showtime locking down the line. He'll lose his life, but only grants, 1 AK over. And he'll be working this quite slowly. Don't think he wants to peek in, though, because there are members there. Okay, he's pushing it.
He's peeking it. And he's on his own as well. So if he does get taken down here, it should be an easy weapon retrieval for Misfits.
Especially with the stack.
Okay, Twist goes down. But Sean, he's the danger man, though. Admittedly, he's already got an AK. So it wouldn't be the worst of situations, I guess, if he were to go down to Sean. But still, someone from Misfits would be able to rotate across and get the gun. But probably too late at this point to even be talking about that, because Luminosity heading over to the B-bomb site. Yell does take down Shazam, and now it's on the B-bomb site. Really, Misfits just trying to hold on to it, and it's not happening. SHZ doing a good work. Has 2 kills for himself in this round. Bomb are going to be planted. Nothing really too crazy to say about this.
These buy rounds are just so clean coming out of Luminosity. It's honestly a pleasure to watch how they execute. I don't think they've lost a member on the initial execute. That's how dominant they are in terms of entry. Sure, they don't really have an outstanding fragger like Twist, but when you don't need an outstanding fragger like Twist, as everyone else is just stepping it up, getting 1 kill apiece. You don't need to be 30 bombing. And Showtime also picks off Sean. They can't even save the AK-47 into the next round. Scorelines are 13 apiece, and Misfits, this is such a hard call for them to make. Do they force up, or do they just eco, maybe just body armor and pistol 1 more? $4,000 in the bank for all of them is not enough to buy the utility they need.
Oh, well, I know what that music means. And I believe it means attack pause. There we go.
Luminosity calling the attack pause. Okay. That's actually not a... To be fair, that's not a bad decision. Sure, they've got the momentum, but they want to win. They were down 13-10, able to clinch it back up. Now bring it back to 13 apiece. Don't allow Misfits the momentum. Sure, you're giving time for Misfits to talk about things, but Luminosity, they're on the same page at the moment. They just want to make sure that their plan is crystal clear. They take this round, they reset Misfits on towards another economical round, and they just shut it out from there. It's not a bad decision, because Misfits are fighting from behind.
I definitely think this is not too bad. Like, they didn't need a tactical pause necessarily, but like, if you've got it, why not take it?
Exactly. And it just try to drive the nail in the coffin of Misfits. Once again, you think if they were able to read that single play better, worth being able to pull it out. M4's coming across the board, but so little utility. Just a couple of flashes and the smokes, and some of the players, even Sick and Relics, just have a single flashbang and smoke, and they're just gone. Just like that.
Here's a push from Misfits that we don't always see from them. Typically, this is what they've sort of set up like when they've been on an eco round. But now that they're on the gun round, perhaps something that Luminosity isn't going to be suspecting, though. Luminosity, again, heading over towards the B-bomb site, not too interested in A, and that's the correct decision at this point because Misfits have got 3 stacked over towards A. If Luminosity gets even trades over on towards B, or even if they go advantage trades, like, it's going to be so difficult there for Misfits to come back into this. And Showtime, like you said, lurking around over on the A-bomb site, coming in through the connector, just cleaning up 2 players. That's the round over for Misfits.
Yeah, and Yell knows that there's a potential of the lurk right now. He's spotted out Sean. They know exactly where he is. And Yell, he's been so dominant with the T-side AWP. I believe he's been hitting the majority of the entry kills, the ones that have been assigned towards him, all the trades. Well, Misfits, just basic pistols. They have until match point to work it out, barring, you know, a misplay from Luminosity. I don't think it's going to happen because they've just been dominant.
Admittedly, their first anti-eco wasn't great, but since then, they've looked really on point.
Yeah, not dropping, you know, not even dropping guns in their buy rounds sometimes. That's just how dominant their execution is. They're just working, I guess, as a unit where Misfits have stacked towards the B side, but taking early damage. These grenades just absolutely on point from Luminosity, just doing the early damage, just making their job of cracking a bomb site just that little bit easier.
Yep.
It's not over yet. Misfits, they have a lot of CZs in their hands. They're playing those close ranges. They can do damage.
Those little things that start to give you an advantage if you can continue to build upon them and get lots of little advantages. Eventually it stacks up into one big advantage, and at this point Luminosity I wouldn't say are hugely advantaged in this one, but Sick and Relics, you know, tagged up a little bit, so maybe something a little easier for Luminosity here, but they are just waiting down that timer. Again, they have a couple of players actually over towards A. Last round just a single player, this time 2. It's something that we've seen Luminosity do quite a lot. They'll have a few over to B, they'll have a couple over towards A, see what they can do, see what they can see, and get what information they can gather, and then decide where they want to go at this point. So at the moment right now, it's actually looking like they're going to make their way over towards A. They've figured out that A-Long, fairly untouched or undefended by those CTs. Soon they're going to figure out the connector is also undefended. There you go, Showtime's spotted that. And now moving in towards the A-bomb site. The early rotation coming across, though, from Misfits. They've cottoned onto this, and this could be really bad for Luminosity because they're going to be running into a big stack of players.
Showtime just, he exposes his flank, but his teammates are coming across now. Destiny, a bit of a messy spray on towards Shazam, but it does the job. Well, should be 15-13. Sick and Twist just looking for an opportunity to recover an AK-47, but Luminosity shouldn't even grant them this opportunity. They're just tapping away. They'll play safe. No need for them to push in.
Absolutely not.
Well, I mean, they could try to take the body armor up so Misfits don't, but
it's what, $600, $650?
Yeah.
So, much of a muchness, really. I think Misfits should be able to afford to buy into this one anyway. Luminosity here, though, they're going to be on match point. And Misfits, obviously, they had an early advantage. They won the first half. And now coming into this, they are potentially going to drop the map to Luminosity. Now, we did say we thought Luminosity quite a decent cobblestone team. We thought that this would very likely be a 1-1. So I guess for them to get their first one, or get the win, I suppose, here on cobblestone, it wouldn't be a huge surprise to see that.
And it's not over yet because Nuke is Misfits' pick. I believe it's Misfits' pick. And Luminosity can choose the starting side. They'll start CT.
For sure.
And if Misfits, you know, only so far Twist has shown up, the rest of them in quite cold. If Shazam misses so many of the shots, doesn't show up. If only Twist carries his good form, maybe even Twist goes cold and there's not enough core players for Misfits, Luminosity could take the 2-0. And that is just so dangerous. And we can see a bit of a change up. But once again, Luminosity, it just looks like they're reading what Misfits are doing perfectly. They're playing safe, they're doing the early damage to the grenades, and just rolling their advantage forward.
Basically.
This is just clean, clinical T-side Counter-Strike on Cobblestone. It's, like I said, it's just a privilege and pleasure to watch.
Exactly.
We're not seeing insane entry frags as well. This is just a team lineup that knows what's going on, they're communicating, and now they're firing up.
Again, the same setup from Luminosity. 3 towards B, or sort of looking out towards Plat. Maybe 1 or 2 watching drop as well, but they have those 2 players searching around long A. This time, again, it's going to be the same setup as well from Misfits. So will we see Luminosity sneak back over towards the A bomb site? It looks like it. As soon as they figure out that A long area and that connector area is basically undefended, that's when they decide, okay, the A bomb site is actually where we want to head. And they have to deal with Shazam, but he's the only player over towards this site. They also have a player there in the drop room watching the rotation. So this is looking like a really, really nicely set up round here for Luminosity. All they need to do is kill Shazam, and the site's open.
Well, Shazam's actually get the pick on towards Showtime, but SHZ instantly trades out the AWP, and they've got control A site. And this means that they've got control of Balcony as well. Destiny not checking towards his right. Sean will punish him. One plant.
That was the important. That was really important though. SHZ, sorry, Destiny going down there. Like, for him to go down, that really released a lot of pressure here on Misfits. They're not going to get flanked around from behind quite as easily, and now just 3 players to deal with as opposed to 4. Not many utilities for Luminosity either to kind of hold these CTs off, so Misfits are actually in a pretty good position right now.
They've got 2 Molotovs to work with, these smoke grenades as well. SHZ's going to be smoked off. He needs to make his way up slope as all the CTs lining up for an attack outside of vent, and this is a perfect behind rail. Oh my goodness, SHZ can only take down 2. Now it's down towards a 1-on-1. Yell up against Sick, who's just dancing around the site. There's a Molotov. They're both coming across. Yell just spotted out his head, and oh my goodness, it is perfect movement coming out from Yell.
Yeah, there's not much time to let...
Oh, what a flick as well to end with style. Just calm movement, just playing around. And Luminosity picking up the first map, 16-13. Misfits were in the lead as well, 13-10 at one stage. Yeah. Picking up 6 rounds in a row, really just showing some class. And we were talking about they looking like that mid-tier team. They look like one of the top-tier teams, not in terms of firepower, but in just terms of coordination and communication. That was just some excellent Counter-Strike to watch. Definitely that T side looked good from Luminosity there. They had an excellent sort of end to that second half, end to the map as well. So, you know, they win the 16-13. It's a fairly close result, which we sort of expected coming out here. Now, if they can take that momentum through here to nuke, start on that CT side, sorry, get a good CT start.
Get your tickets now at proleague.com/Dallas.